Hey, good day. It's Brian from the Disability Digest here. A question came in from William that is worthy of addressing today about when and if to fire your Social Security disability attorney. I'm going to go through the question. I'm going to give you some tips to understand when and if you should fire, some grounds to fire, what to look for in these agreements, and most importantly, really what to understand that they should be doing and how to understand what they should be doing so you know whether you're right or wrong. Um, so that's what I'm going to cover in this video. And if you're already approved for disability, good for you. Maybe send this to somebody else who could benefit from it. So here we go. On to William's question. Thank you for responding. Based on the experience of a family advice, I have gotten rid of my previous firm. When I received the letter of release, it also included expectations that if I win, that I am owed fees for their time. So now this is exactly another challenge that I've got to potentially deal with, and they expect that they're going to win. So without going through all of it in detail, I'm just going to jump right into it. Here's what an attorney or non-attorney's right is that practices Social Security disability representation. If they do work on your case and you fire them, they have the right to file what's called a fee petition. It's SSA 1560, petition for authorized fee to charge collect services. So before you fire somebody, and I'm going to go on to the reasons in a minute, you need to make sure that you're firing them for the right reasons. If you're firing them because it's taking a long time, which it is now, it's really challenging, there isn't much that an attorney can do. So if you're going to fire them for that, it's going to be a disadvantage to you. And the reason for that is if they've done work on your case, you fired them for a wrong reason, and then you go to try to find somebody else to work on your case, and there's a pending fee petition that they can file. This can cause a problem, and I've seen it. And here's what the problem is. Your first representative does some work, initial application, maybe reconsideration, and bam, you fire them. They can file a fee petition for, let's say it's $2,000. That $2,000 comes out of the potential $6,000 cap. So when you go to your next attorney, they're only able to get $4,000 out of a possible six. So they look at your case and say, I could work with you, I need to do the same amount of work, or I could go work with somebody else and I get the full six, right? So you need to be aware of this. Now, the first attorney is not going to be able to get their $2,000 if they didn't do the work right, and if they don't file the fee petition correctly, which it's not that difficult to do. So you need to understand where you're at with this. I'm going to back up a little bit. When you sign an agreement to work with somebody on your case, you should really pay attention to the fine print. There's one agreement that Social Security has, which is 25% of back benefits that can be paid up to $6,000. So if you have $10,000 in back benefits, that's $2,500, etc. And they can also charge administrative related fees. Oftentimes people aren't aware of those and they get annoyed. Medical records, other communication. So just find out what you're on the hook for. And some companies now, what I've seen is they'll charge administrative fees win or lose. And the environment out there for Social Security disability is getting difficult on the consumer side, in my opinion, because a lot of companies are really challenged that do this work now because cases are getting approved. That makes the cash flow tight for them, and when they're going to be looking at cases, they're going to be much more selective, etc. So those are some things to consider. All right. So I'm going to go over here and change gears slightly, and this is a course that we have at the Disability Digest that goes through and teaches you, first of all, what to do when you hire somebody, what you need to have for expectations, and what you need to know that they should be doing at each step of the way. So I'm not going to go through all of that in this. You can join us as a member. If you're already a member here, reach out to us via the support at the Disability Digest, and we'll get that for you. But some of the reasons to fire is they're not doing the work. Well, if you don't know what they should be doing, then you're going to have a challenge. Of course, we can help you do that. They missed the deadline. That's glaringly apparent. Let's say they had an appeal that needed to be done by May 30th, and they didn't get it in until June 15th, but they had it at the beginning of May. Boom, that's a good reason to fire them. Unless there's some reason, some legitimate reason that they come up with. Not returning calls. That's a really annoying one for people when you call and you contact and it's their mode of communication and they're not getting back to you. If you've got somebody that's not experienced at this, like they're doing divorce law, bankruptcy, dog bites, car crashes, and oh, by the way, I'll take your disability case, you're putting your money, your financial future in somebody's hand that, doesn't do a lot of this. They really need to be doing, like, ideally 30 cases a month and looking at 30 cases a month to understand the process and do it right. It's like anything else. All right, so those are some of the legitimate reasons to fire. Here at the Disability Digest, when you join us, this course that you see here is one of the not first things that you have, but what you do have when you join us in our disability approval course. And it teaches you what to do, what not to do while you're going through the disability approval process. And it is free to our members. We get on the phone, we help you understand what parts of the course that you need. But the key here, again, in my 17 years of experience that I advocate to people, is you do need to know the process. You need to understand what needs to be done at each step of the way, right? It's like any other job or contract that you have, so that you can hold the person that's doing the work for you accountable. The set it and forget it mentality is what causes a lot of people issues. So I hope this has been of value to those of you that are listening out there. And again, if you know of somebody that's going through the disability approval process, whether they're represented or not, this could be of value to them. Send it out to them. If you're approved for disability or looking to get approved, we invite you to join us if you haven't already as a member. It's free. I'll put a link below this video to go to the Disability Digest. We provide high-level information here and more detailed when you join us once we understand your needs. And stay tuned for more videos here at the Disability Digest. Make it a great day.